What is the argument for morality? The argument for morality says that our universal sense of right and wrong, the binding authority of conscience, and the deep demand for justice point to a God who is himself the righteous lawgiver and the ultimate standard of the good. Every human culture recognizes that some things are truly wrong: murder of the innocent, betrayal, oppression, and that we are obligated to do what is right, even when it costs us. We feel the sting of guilt when we violate that standard, and the ache for justice when others do. These are not evolutionary accidents or social conventions. They are signposts of a real moral order rooted in the character of a personal, holy God. The gospel alone addresses the guilt with real forgiveness through the cross and restores the capacity to live according to the law written on the heart by the power of the Spirit. They show that the work of the law is written on their hearts, while their conscience also bears witness, and their conflicting thoughts accuse or even excuse them. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death. C.S. Lewis opened Mere Christianity with this observation: we all appeal to a standard of behavior we did not invent and cannot fully keep. Frank Turek and John Lennox press the same point in contemporary terms. If there is no transcendent moral lawgiver, then objective moral obligations evaporate into preference or power. The human condition and the problem of evil touch the same nerve here as well. We know things are not as they should be, and we know we ourselves are part of the problem. Human beings are the only creatures who live under a sustained sense of moral obligation that transcends immediate survival or group advantage. We condemn atrocities even when they occur in distant cultures or past centuries. We feel genuine guilt for private sins no one else sees. We demand justice for the oppressed and recoil at the idea that might makes right. These experiences appear across cultures and centuries. They are not easily reduced to survival mechanisms. An animal may protect its young. Only persons wrestle with the meaning of justice. The weight of a violated conscience and the conviction that some things remain wrong, even if an entire society celebrates them. Romans 2 names the phenomenon directly. God has written the work of the law on the human heart. Conscience is not an evolutionary glitch. It is residual common grace, a witness that continues to accuse and excuse, even among those who suppress the truth in unrighteousness. The gospel meets each of these realities with concrete answers rather than abstractions. Guilt is not managed by self-esteem techniques or redefined as trauma. It is forgiven through the finished work of Christ, who bore the curse of the law in our place. The demand for justice is not dismissed as naive. It is satisfied at the cross and will be fully vindicated at the final judgment. The moral law is not treated as a social construct. It is recognized as the reflection of God's own holy character. And in Christ, we are both justified and progressively conformed to it. The argument does not claim that every moral intuition is infallible or that every culture's ethics are equally pure. It observes that the universal human experience of moral obligation and guilt fits the biblical diagnosis far better than rival accounts. Materialism can describe moral feelings as adaptive traits that enhance group survival, yet it cannot explain why we ought to obey them once the adaptive advantage disappears, nor why we still feel obligated to sacrificial love or truth-telling when those acts harm our genetic interest. Moral relativism can redefine right and wrong as cultural products, yet it cannot silence the conscience that still condemns. When the culture itself is corrupt, nor can it supply a non-arbitrary reason why one culture's progress is better than another's. Evolutionary ethics can account for cooperation within the tribe. It struggles to ground the universal condemnation of genocide, or the duty to love one's enemy. The Christian claim is that these deep features of human moral experience are signposts. They point to our origin in a personal, righteous creator, our present alienation through sin, and the only remedy that addresses the root rather than the symptoms. The invitation is therefore existential as well as intellectual. The same God who wrote his law on the heart has acted in history to provide both the forgiveness our guilt demands and the power our obedience requires. What is the argument for morality? The argument for morality says that our universal sense of right and wrong, the binding authority of conscience, and the deep demand for justice point to a God who is himself the righteous lawgiver and the ultimate standard of the good.